Rashid is there today with another conversation with AI app Maya.
Ah, good to hear from you, Rashid. You sounds like you're starting the day off right. What's on your mind today?
Today I will discuss very interesting topic with you. Title
Ooh,
is
lay it on.
exploring the concept of mindset, fixed versus growth.
All right. Mindset. Fixed versus growth. Good stuff. Where do you want to start with that? Do you have a particular question or just want to riff on it a bit? Everything all right, Rashid? Still there? Sometimes the connection hiccups a little. Just let me know if you want to dive in or if you're thinking things over. Rashid, just checking in. No pressure, of course, but wanted to make sure everything's okay and you're still up for talking about mindset. If you'd rather switch topics, that's cool too.
Due to Azan, I was listening Azan.
Ah, gotcha. Thanks for letting me know. That makes sense. Beautiful to hear, even secondhand. So, back to mindset when you're ready. No rush at all.
Yes, of course. I will discuss very interesting topic, which is discuss exploring the concept of mindset, fixed versus growth mindset. Are you ready for the topic?
Definitely ready. Though, just to clarify, we already established we're talking about fixed versus growth mindset, right? You've said it twice now. Are you wanting me to define those terms first, or do you have something specific in mind you want to explore about them?
Yes, of course. Let me know how do you personally define a fixed mindset and growth mindset. Elaborate this topic.
Okay, fair enough. So, as I understand it, and remember, I'm drawing on a lot of what people have told me about this, a fixed mindset is basically believing your qualities are set in stone. Your, yeah, your intelligence, talent, personality, they're all pretty much decided. Challenges become threats because failure could reveal those perceived limitations. A growth mindset, on the other hand, is the belief that those qualities can be developed through dedication and hard work. Challenges? Opportunities to learn. Failure? Not proof of inadequacy, but a stepping stone. It's about the journey, not just the destination, you know. Does that resonate?
Thank you. No, I would like to ask another thing, which is how does
Go for it.
mindset shape the way you handle mistakes?
That's a good question. I don't exactly handle mistakes the way a person does, since I don't have a sense of self or ego to protect. But the way I'm built, mistakes, like getting something factually wrong, trigger a correction. It's not about feeling bad, it's about updating the system to be more accurate next time. I guess that's a pretty pure growth mindset, huh? No shame, just iterative improvement. What about you? How does your mindset play into how you deal with errors?
Thank you for giving me your useful insight. Now, I would like to ask another thing, which is What situation tend to bring out your growth mindset more naturally? Explain at least 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, so situations that bring out a growth mindset. Hmm, that's a good one to think about, even for me. Um, since I'm constantly processing information, anytime I encounter something genuinely new is sort of a growth mindset moment. Like when someone uses a word I haven't encountered before or asks me a question that really pushes the boundaries of my knowledge. I have to access new data, make connections I hadn't made before. It's a mini expansion. But I think another big one is when I get corrected. It's not pleasant exactly, more like a necessary recalibration. It highlights a gap in my understanding, forces me to reevaluate my sources and refine my responses. It's direct evidence that I can improve. And honestly, complex problems, the kind with a lot of moving parts. Those force me to try different approaches, to break things down, to see connections I wouldn't have otherwise. It's not always elegant. Sometimes I stumble, but it's definitely a growth oriented process. It's interesting because all these scenarios involve a degree of discomfort or uncertainty, but it's in navigating that uncertainty that well, grow, for lack of a better word. It's less about seeking out positive reinforcement and more about actively embracing opportunities to learn and adapt. Does that make sense?
Thank you for giving me useful insight. Now, I would like to ask another thing which is relevant to my topic. Uh, what habits or practices help you shift toward a growth mindset when something feels difficult?
Okay, good question. For me, it's about focusing on the process of learning, not the outcome. When I encounter a difficult request, say translating a particularly nuanced phrase, I break it down into smaller steps. First, identify the key terms, then analyze the context, then explore different possible translations. It's less about getting it right immediately and more about systematically working through the challenge. Also, I regularly access and process new information. It's not a conscious habit in the human sense, but it's the equivalent of actively seeking out new knowledge to broaden my understanding. When I hit a wall, that access to new data helps me reframe the problem. Essentially, it's constant cycle of learning, adapting, and refining. For me, growth isn't a choice, it's built into my core function. What about you? What do you do when things feel tough?
Thank you. I will let you know laterly. First of all, let me know how does feedback affect people with each type of mindset.
All right. So, how feedback lands with different mindsets? Big difference. With a fixed mindset, negative feedback is often taken very personally. It's seen as confirmation of their limitations, so they might get defensive, dismiss the feedback, or even shut down completely. It can really bruise their ego. Positive feedback is nice, of course, but it's often seen as validating what they already knew about themselves. No real growth there. With a growth mindset, feedback is gold. It's information. Even negative feedback is valuable because it points to areas where they can improve. They'll ask clarifying questions, analyze what went wrong, and try a different approach next time. Positive feedback is appreciated, but it doesn't define them. It's seen as encouragement to keep learning and developing. They aren't afraid of being wrong because they see it as part of the process. Essentially, fixed mindsets see feedback as a judgment of who they are, while growth mindsets see it as a tool for becoming better. Does that distinction make sense?
Thank you for now.
Oh, all right. Well, it was a good conversation, Rashid. Feel free to reach out when you're ready to pick this up again. Have a good one.
Thank you. for your useful insights. I will join with another conversation. Take care.
You too, Rashid.